let's go to a little Q&A. And then there was something that I saw from Mr. Fox. Where did he go? Kevin says, dumping my soul. Edward Fox has it right. Ed, you're correct. They have to wait 30 days before entering another product. So when we're talking about going from the Ethereum ETF, crappy grayscale, and going someplace else, that's true. They have to wait for 30 days. We'll see how it works out. I would assume if you were into grayscale, the ETF, you probably don't really want to do much as far as like a centralized exchange and try to figure out, like how do I do a cold storage device and how do centralized exchanges work? Let me just pay these guys 0.15% and deal with all the headaches, even if I have to do, an increased valuation just because I'm too lazy to figure it out. No, I shouldn't say like that. Not lazy, too busy. That's what it is. So we'll go from there. Hold on, let me turn this off. All right, it's better. All right, so there was one. Mike says, Rob, when you have time, I'd like to chat on exit plans on your former life to trading desk, all-time action, whatever it is. I don't trade, my man. Mike, I'm not a big trader. If you want to find somebody who does trading, Tom Crown, that's your guy. Big on TA, loves to trade. Sometimes does leverage, sometimes it gets risky, but that's it. My former life was very simple. It was military, medical industry for 2 decades, and then online education platform for medics and nursing students, and then it was to sports facility and real estate. And for some reason, I seem to have missed the boat on 2013 for Bitcoin. Started a YouTube channel in 2019, and here we are today, talking with all you fine folks. So that's pretty much it. Very boring. Let's see. Meme says, Rob, did you meet the pro crypto Democrat Wiley Nickel at the Bitcoin conference? I did not. I met a lot of people, and maybe I did, but I can't remember. I doubt it, though. Let's see. Michael says, 99% sold TPS is fake. Not totally fake. I'll show you where Mike gets this. Let's see. So if you go to what? Well, I was going to show you some, but it's not. This is an analytics for SolScan. Don't bombard the comment section with, Solana is down again, even though that is kind of funny. Crap. Let's see. Let's go to solscan.io. There we go. Maybe it's just my connection. So let's go to analytics, Solana network. So what we're looking at here is votes versus non-vote transactions. And we're taking a look at this. You can see that the vote transaction is the majority of the transactional count. And that's over 7 days. Let's break this down into, let's do that. Not that I broke it down even further. They must have changed it. Well, anyhow, perfect. That's what I wanted. So you can see that, yes, for the non-vote transaction, this is what you have over a 7-day amount, or July 24th. Non-vote transaction percentage is 17.52%. So not like it's 99% fabricated. We can see that, the vote transactions, non-votes, on-chain analysis, you can see exactly what it is. Now, I'm not saying it's, I will say this. First of all, I own Solana, so obviously I'm biased, right? So just take that with a grain of salt. However, I still own 75, almost it's over 70% of my total asset count is in Bitcoin. So when we take a look at this, and we can take a look at Solana, remember that just a couple of months ago, I think they had over, correct me in the comment section, 25,000 new projects launching, and they were all meme coins. And people were trading them like crazy. Did Solana go down last month? I honestly don't remember. But even if it did, that's a hell of a lot of volume. And they still did pretty well. And I was transacting. I was trading. I was gambling just like the rest of you degenerates. Just joking. And I had a couple. That's not true. I did have a couple failures. That's actually true. But for the majority of the transactions, they actually did go through and stay up the whole time. So, I mean, look, some people don't like Solana. I'm just here to figure out who's going to be the winner. And we'll see if it's that one or if it's something else. Thank you, Mike. Well, see, that's nice. I appreciate Mike for, bringing things up. That's good. That's good. That's good. We don't want to be in an echo chamber, right? That's right. Let's see. We are here. Green screen bleed. Yeah, exactly. 4Q Eddie. That's pretty funny. Will U.S. government sell all their crypto? I think it'd be a pretty big slap in the face of the crypto community if they start selling all their Bitcoin. Like, how long have they had that from the Silk Road acquisition and all the different illegal activity that the Department of Justice was able to confiscate Bitcoin? How long have they had that? Then all of a sudden, we had RFK Jr. and Donald Trump both say, we want to do a strategic reserve of Bitcoin. And they started selling it the next day. Classic. That's America for you. Totally not divided. Anyhow, ETFs and tokens. Although there was a great post, and I have to ask everybody this question. Let me pull this up. And it was true because we're talking about, well, we want to have a strategic reserve, and the president's going to direct the Federal Reserve to do these things. And I was like, wait a second. The Federal Reserve is not in any way, shape, or form federal. There was I tweeted this from Simplified, where he talks about it's not that politicians are pandering to Bitcoiners, but promises are cheap. There's a major insurmountable obstacle to the U.S. government buying Bitcoin. And right here he says it. U.S. government does not own or control the U.S. Federal Reserve, which is a cartel of private banks. The president can't just tell this cartel what to do with their reserves. Just nothing going to happen. And then Saif said at the very end, he's like, why would these puppets give up their biggest cash cow Ponzi scheme, the U.S. dollar? And I was like, that's a great point. So yeah, again, the Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. It's not. So these types of things, we'll see if it can come true. But again, pandering. What are you going to do? Fuck me, panda. Nas is here. Nas Basin. Yes, exactly. No, Oleg says, hey, remember, there's over 8 million real daily transactions on the Algorand network in June. No counting of failed or consensus transactions as some Solana do to make themselves busier than they are. That's true. There was, they do that. Rob, what date would you guess Bitcoin hits 100? Probably 100K. Prediction, sometime between tomorrow and 2027. Somewhere in there. I'm pretty sure of it. 99% sure. Marty says, Rob, did you do the video from Ajax to FET? Did I miss it? I didn't do it. I got to do one of those videos. But as I understand it, we're still in limbo on that one. And if you actually, AGIX isn't not AGIX. Actually, it's not AGIX to fetch. It's fetch to the RSI or ASI token. Let me show you something. So now this Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, the ASI token, which is where they take they took Ocean, AGIX, and Fetch, and they rolled it all into one token. And now it's essentially FET is ASI. How this one's done like horrible. Well, maybe it'll do better. How about a year? No, that's pretty good. As far as I know, so far, Coinbase is not supporting that swap. So what I did is I sold most of it. and just waited for it to switch over, and then you can buy it again as FET or ASI, whatever it's called. But let's see. Let's do this. Oh, actually, what am I doing? Don't ever do that. You saw what? Did you see what I just did? I did a search for the website. Don't do that. Go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or whatever else, and then go here. They always have the official websites, and they actually also have the contracts that you can use when you're trading those things in DEXs. Don't do what I just did. You would think it'd be right here. Let's see. Blog. There we go. Navigating the ASI ticker merger. I'm not going to go through this, but here you go. Project will be rebranded. AGX and Ocean will temporarily merge into FET under the ASI. FET trading, FET markets remain open under the FET token. I don't see any dates. Look at that. You can go to Singularity DAO and then swap them all over there. Here, let's do this. FET to ASI. And I'll put it there. I'll put it in the comment section. And then you guys can have at it. All right. Jockey says, just got here, but I'm sure you spoke of the U.S. moving Bitcoin. We talked about it yesterday. But what prevents Biden and his buddies? First of all, Biden doesn't know what's going on. From just selling every last Bitcoin to try and keep Trump from having a crypto Bitcoin plan. I don't even know if Trump knows what's going on. So nothing. Nothing at all. So if you thought like the Biden administration was going to be really sweet and nice to the crypto communities, you got another thing coming. I don't think so. I mean, they only had 4 years to figure it out. And here we go. I still say that RFK Jr., you know, someone made a good point yesterday. I was talking about RFK Jr. about it. And people were saying, that's a waste of a vote. Why would you even waste your vote to do that? You either got to go for Trump or you got to go for, Harris, apparently. I was like, well, two things. First of all, I'm in Puerto Rico, so I can't vote for the American president. That has no relevance to me. But I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, why are we so stuck in this platform where we say, well, it's a wasted vote? That's a bad mentality to have. Maybe we have to all just say, hey, this is who we want it to have. And even though they might lose, we're going to make our voices heard. Then maybe by some miracle, it does happen. You know, he does actually get picked as president. Great. Good for us. He's got some pretty good stances. I like him way better than the other two choices. Then I go from there. And then if it doesn't work out, let's say he gets like, I don't know, 20% of the vote, and we all stand up for it. Maybe they'll listen a little bit harder the next time this comes around in 4 years. If we just keep laying back, let the bullies punch us in the face, the bullies aren't going to stop. Bullies only stop when you punch them back. That's how it goes. So that's me. Yeah. The rest of the transactions are Rob compounding his bonk. I don't do it. I just do it. Bonkrewards.com does that for me. Very nice. Let's see. Lawrence Smith. It never went down. It was congested. Remember, it's in beta. Don't ever forget that. Thanks, Ricky. Stylish sometimes. Nashville recap. Oh, I did it yesterday. It was good. I got to meet a lot of great people. A lot of great people watched the show. A lot of great people in the community. I got to meet. I met Ben for the first time. That was fun. I met Tom Crown, and I met investor. Oh no! Damn it! There's a guy I'd like you to all follow. if I can find them. Hold on. Aha. This guy, Bitcoin Ben. So Bitcoin Ben, and let's see here. Bitcoin Ben has these like little pop-up or these locations. And right now he's in Florida, but he's branching out in the different parts of the United States. I think he's got 2 already. He's going to go for 6 either this year or coming into next year. And all it is just education centers. And he teaches everybody about, doesn't charge them anything. He just says, hey, come on in here. I'm going to teach you about Bitcoin, how it all works. Now, if you want to, buy these cold storage devices, there's an affiliate link, whatever. But he does it like in real world. And nice guy. Funny story. He was, here, let me put this in the comments. And I'll put this over here. That's not it. Follow Ben. Or Bitcoin Ben. There we are. And we're communicating by Twitter or X, whatever. And he's like, hey, come on down so I can interview you. And I said, okay, where's your tent, your location? And he said, oh, it's on this one. So I had to do some other things. I met with some other people, I had to meet with. And I finally get there right after Trump's speech, probably like an hour after Trump's speech. And he's there on the couch and he's sawing logs, just snoring like crazy. So I just sat there for like 10 or 20 minutes. Then he wakes up and I'm like, hey, if you'd like to wake up, we can do an interview. And his voice, it was already gone. He had been talking like the whole 3 days there. But I like what he's doing. I like how he's doing it. And good guy to follow. Anyhow, just thought I'd bring that up. But the recap itself was real quick. The energy was sucked out of the room when Trump made a speech. Some people were excited. It was exciting in the beginning, and then it kind of tapered off. RFK nailed it, crushed it. And the energy that overall was very positive. And I talked to the guys at iTRUST. They said the year previously, there was no energy. And the vendor booths, that's what I was trying to say, was like at 50% capacity. No one was really coming in. And this year was the exact opposite. Everybody's excited. That's why I say you had to be there to kind of feel it and kind of know where things are going. It felt pretty good. Uzi says, Rob, how tall are you? Based on you and I'm trying to measure Ben. I don't know. Ben's like 6 foot. I'm a little bit taller than Ben. When I'm standing up straight, my back's not killing me. Yeah. Gas fee says it. Potential war with Lebanon going to put a damper on the markets. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Israel just bomb Lebanon a couple hours ago? So yeah, war is always a constant worry and a constant issue that is continuously going on. It's true. You have a point. 100K Johnny first is loading. Yeah. Johnny says, Rob, do you hold any Bitcoin layer 2s? I do. I have 2 layer 2s. One is Core and one is Stacks. And I did a deep dive. I have, let's see here. Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph, really? I have a second channel called Dan Degen, and it's very degenerate stuff, or really what it is, it's new stuff that I'd like to talk about. I did this deep dive about 3 months ago into Core, and I have to tell you, it's a layer 2 solution. It's in the top 100 already. I met the team. I see what they're trying to do, and I can tell you that it's the smart move to build everything on the most secure, and I think the best decentralized computerized network in the entire world. And I can see how they want to do with transactions. They want to do things just a whole host of things. Just watch the video. Just search for Dan Degen. So there's that one, and then of course Stacks, which is a smart contract platform on Bitcoin that's been around forever. It's been around since at least 2020, I want to say. And but I mean, they just kind of opened up their, I don't know if it's their mainnet or their testnet. It's kind of moving slow. No, that can't be right, because they had Miami Coin, and that was live in 2021. So maybe they're doing upgrades. Need to do a follow-up video on them. Fangover says, how is the Polygon merge to his new token going to work? Well, they're supposed to be giving out new information as time goes on. This is from Matic to Pol, or POL, and it's different. It's based on a bunch of different factors. First of all, if you're staking it. First of all, on, of course, where you have it, and some you don't have to do anything with it. So we'll have to find out. I'll have to do a whole other video on that one, Polygon Foundation. See, this is the pain in the A with being early. You have to jump through all these hoops, but when you do, it works out pretty well. But when you don't, you lose everything. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, thank you. Prediction is probably less vague than the other one's done. Thank you. Exactly. So Meme says, so since Coinbase doesn't recognize it, well, they're not, now they don't recognize, they're not doing the swap, essentially. And from the founder of Fetch, he just said, you don't have to do anything if you're on Coinbase, just leave it right there, and it should be just fine. So right now, if you have FET and you're like, well, where is this token? I'm not even sure if they actually even changed it over to ASI. But what I would do, if you have something on there, you should go through that document I just sent you and see what you can do to switch things over. Because at some point, it's not going to work. And I learned the hard way. Gosh, which one was it? Some altcoin gaming project, Spider Tanks, which is the one of that. But yeah, I had the version 1 and not the version 2, and still stuck on there. That's $1,000 down the tubes. Whose fault is that? It's my own. Central banks would be Michael Saylor. Pi says, I represent all the French with the wrenches, like the Olympic torch. Well, let's not talk about that. Oh, what a disaster that was. Ooh, thanks. Rob, I saw you walking on the sidewalk outside the comments looking dapper. Dapper and tired. But yeah, it was good times. Good times. Yeah, I'm debating. You know, Rare Evo in Vegas. I wanted to go see the guys over at Cornucopias, Rob and Josh. And maybe Jesus would be there, Jesus Martinez. But yeah, I got family over there. I'm debating. I'm like a 50-50 right now. Oh, RFK's this election's Ralph Nader. Nice. I'll be voting for RFK. Yeah. Hey, Rob, unrelated, but a positive from the last week. It's awesome to see crypto bring a new positive narrative to the political stage. This is true. So we've been so negative for so long. Nico says minors for Trump. I love RFK. So can you vote for the Puerto Rican governor? I have no idea. That'd be a question for Meme. Meme, can we vote for the governor? I would assume we could. Lord Smith says, Rob, are you a USA citizen with a Texas house you can vote? Nope. I don't live here. We vacation in Texas. Actually, what we do is we come here. So my wife has her own business over here, and we have to take care of some things. Then the management does their stuff, but we have to oversee specific stuff just to make sure. And it's better to do that in person. So we're here for like a couple months. Then we get back to Puerto Rico. Best place ever. Beautiful, great people. Food, potholes, yeah, it's a lot of that. But yeah, can't wait to get back. Let's see, 34%. Don't let James hear you when he's come out of beta. He blogs you. Yeah, I've been blocked by many people. I wear that as a badge of honor. James wouldn't block me. I know Some people would. Coinbase crashed during the Trump speech. No kidding. I didn't know that. Huh. Zeus Crypto says, so James was always been right about Sol, and everyone has always been bashing him so bad, especially Ben. We didn't really bash him. We're just like, hey, man, it's not going to go up forever, right? Right? Come on. Hit the like button. Rob, thoughts on Mina? Looks over Sol? Sure. Maybe you should take profits? I don't know. It's up to you. Let's see. Sell all your Bitcoin. Laughing Kamal's going to dump it on the market. I hope she does. Wouldn't that be a great play? Like, we all kind of know where things are going, right? I mean, for the most part. Like, wouldn't that be, because like the thing that, it's not the massive dips that hurt us. It's not the major upswings that excite us. Well, those do actually. But what really hurts, what really gets to us is sideways forever action. That sucks. It's boring. We're not built like that. All of us aren't built like that. What would be great is if the US government just dumps like crazy, just despite RFK Jr. and Trump. That'd be awesome. Because if they start selling and really selling, I think they have like 12 billion, which people are like, who cares about 12 billion? Remember what we talked about? Arbitrage, leverage plays, bot trading, and everything else in between. When people start selling, other people get scared. And those people get scared and they start selling. Bots pick that up and they start selling. Then, of course, the leverage, they get wiped out because they went long. And guess what? Now everything's crashing. So it's a domino effect. So I would hope that this actually happens because it would happen fast. And that would be a great opportunity. The only thing that you have to worry about is you thinking to yourself, okay, it went to 50K. It'll go to 40K. You don't buy anything. I would recommend to myself watching this video that I should probably buy a little bit as it goes down, whatever prospect I think it is. Maybe use the wristbands as a guide and do that. Dapper and his Skechers. Don't. Let me tell you, Skechers are the best. All right. Potholes and mofongo. Yeah. Two worst things in Puerto Rico. Sorry. I don't like it's. You always say potholes. How many potholes are there? Just go down the interstate and you'll know. Yeah. And Ian's got a good point. What hurts the most is when you don't have enough Bitcoin. Let's be honest. Does anybody here feel in their soul that they bought plenty of Bitcoin? They're like, you know what? I just got too much. I shouldn't. I'm not going to buy anymore. Nobody thinks that. Make potholes great again. All right. Pray for a dip. And with that, let's leave it right there. Ian has a good point. Let's pray for a dip. Hopefully it happens, but not just have a plan. That's it for today, everybody. So look, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. On the way out, be so kind, hit the like, subscribe. Maybe YouTube will maybe notify you. I don't know. But that's it for this one. Thanks much, everybody. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Adios.